Greetings everyone, and great here for another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the north side as the Blue Moon Olaf, we got Graboid. So on the south side as the Black Hole Eagle, we got Nonova. Either way, let's get started. This map appears to be a 3-base map. See this one off the side, missile off the side as well, which can help lock down I use a basic defense airport to, actually, the airport, your opponent's airport's on the side of the corner of the map. I don't know, that missile could be picked up. Okay, so you just get a free missile you can transport. You see a shore here, you can pick it up and put it on the mainland. Infantry there. This map does offer our comms, or not labs. Yeah, not comms. Well, I can't speak. They offer labs, but this is also HQ map, so those labs ultimately probably means nothing. It's also no fog of war. There are comm towers in some of the maps as well. Tank, mech, infantry. Infantry tank. So overall, Olaf's deploying a good number of tanks. Mech push way forward. Infantry tank. And Olaf trying to grab some property center. It doesn't look like Eagle can interrupt it. Tank, infantry. Looks like this lander's heading down over here. By the time it picks up a missile, it can probably pick up the infantry unit and push forward. Got a infantry mech advancing. He drops the capture there. Though Olaf could counterattack against this tank, but will receive a counterattack from this tank in return. It does pick up the missile there. Let's take on top of the column tower for extra defense. 8-tier infantry. Don't know if that's a good idea. This tank in return. Okay, has good coverage there, so if he pulls back this tank and retaliates, he will have this tank be able to retaliate. So it could be a chain of tanks. Eagles push forward, trying to capture some of these properties right there. Tank hits tank there, so it's going to be a chain of tanks. And does pull back this tank there as 7 health as well, so it can help push forward once again. So it feels like Eagle will win this chain of tank fights, since Olaf 1-point infantry unit there. You have to pull back this 4 health tank there, put the full health tank there, hit it, then it'll be double tapped by 2 tanks. And with another tank in reserve. It looks like that's going to happen. I don't think that's a good call by Olaf. Now this tank could be propped back. It'll be a 7 health tank. Battlecopter, infantry. Oh, Landis retained the missile of time frame, not like it needs to be pushed on the field immediately. After all, Eagle has not brought on battlecopters, so it can spend time inside the lander. Does sack the tank there, allow these 2 tanks to double tap it, no problem. And rather quick the capture, takes up that health infantry there, kills a 4 health infantry unit there, which also interrupts this tank from retaliating upon these units. So, very good infantry placement there. I thought Eagle was going to win that fight, but this infantry unit makes it a bit more effective. And then this mech push forward gets a good shot there as well. Eagle's taking some substantial leads, it feels like. Right now the battling feels Eagle, but he still has his day-to-day, so Eagle's ahead by a turn now. Does have an anti-air nearby that can help pick off some infantry units. 8 strides hit the mech, and the 4 infantry unit there will finish off. And Eagle has this one comm tower, while the other one's despicably neutral, so Eagle has the comm tower advantage while at it. Tank infantry. And tank does hit anti-air. Tank infantry and tank. Anti-air falls back. Olaf is lacking a tank in this region. Battlecopter is advancing. Both players have their landers advancing with a missile. They're ready to shoot down some civilian airliners. Tank infantry. The missile does get deployed up there. I've seen the airport is this region. It's more uncommon. Probably like to see battlecopters going this direction as well as this direction. This direction is probably the farthest, but won't be unheard of. At least with fog, we're going to keep a good eye on it. I think the missile should start entering the second map here and ready to go left or center if needed, while leaving the left flank exposed. Drop some outlying infantry units there. Battlecopter tank infantry. And turn of 103,000. Olaf's turns 100 or just 81, so he's down by a little bit more than a full turn. Battlecopter gets a good strike there, but will leave exposed to be hit by the anti-air. Tank on tank. It does take out that unit there, but I have a feeling this infantry unit can still be picked off by this unit here and allowing the anti-air to hit the battlecopter. But Olaf is converging the center there, making a push. He's leaving his flank a little exposed there. Tank infantry. I don't think the infantry there is a good call. I think he needs something a little bit heavy here. Honestly, may have been worth a go for medium tank to stabilize his flank, because now he simply across to the beach onto and into this area. Winter Fury is now available, which will soften up everything. Tank and base skip. That's quite understandable. Going for double tank is going to be a bit expensive. Could at least just gone for infantry in there. The refueling cost went too high, unless he has something very precise there. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Some of Olaf units are heading down south of the winter. Anti-air will strike anti-air. Tank will strike tank. And there's a lightning strike there. It's hard to say how effective this lightning strike will be. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Olaf ends turns from 90,000. Eagle has 64,000, but a lightning strike in the snow is not great. After all, stuff moves very slowly. Sacks of 1 health tank there. And this compound is still not captured for capture bars remain, so will be secured by Olaf this turn, this upcoming turn. Tank. Just a big round of tanks there, which could be very good with the lightning strike. 90,000 versus 83, so Eagle's only slightly behind. But taking some pretty good counterattacks here. Olaf pulls back some tanks onto some cities there. And getting a nice condition. Tank center goes for infantry, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Let's see a lightning strike this turn. Let's see what he does. His contention tanks are too far behind for it, so I'll say no, not a good time for a lightning strike. Oh, thinking I could make do with our artillery piece right here. There's a mountain for some coverage. Some units merged on up. Good counterattack there. Going to soften up the lightning strike by damaging his opponent's tanks before he gets started. Tank infantry, and maybe a lightning strike this turn. He has 92 versus 120 for his day-to-day income force. The front lines are smashing together. I think it's the time for the lightning strike. Yeah, this feels like lightning strike turn. Yep, this is gonna be a lightning strike turn. It's a good hits there, knocks out good number of those tanks there. Attacks there. Recon tank, and leaves 3,000 funds there for triple infantry. Recon can help stream up here. This area is pretty vulnerable to a rapid recon. Or so even a slow recon. Good picks there. Takes up battlecopter. Tank, range some stuff. One health for 8 here, might as well sack itself on a battlecopter. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Massive counterattack overall. Another Winter Fury available. A lot of wind tanks, which means he's going to get hit by the winter severely. Ends turn of 190, well, no, just 93,000 field. Olaf starts turn 58. But this winter is going to hit hard. I'm guessing it's go down to 60 something. 68,000. I thought it was going to be lower though. I thought it was going to be low 60s. And that was quite significant. And now a lot of these tanks here who had like 5 health are now down 3 health, which is very low. Eagle may need to fall back to some of these tanks and merge them together, honestly. Because a swarm of 2 and 3 health tanks pose little threat to this 9 health tank and the full health tanks. If they all do focus on the same target. Recon, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Next turn 177. Eagles next turn, if you include day-to-day, means they are even. And still some properties still despicably neutral. Yep, a lot of merges there. Then knockout, drag out, brawl, but this map does not really offer super high income. Most of the time I see maps offer like 22 to 24,000 income. This map right now, both players are below 20,000. Granted, there's a couple properties neutral, primarily for Eagles, so it looks like the ideal income for both players is 19,000. So this map is a little bit drier on income, which means tanks with a rare battlecopter or two. Tank, infantry. Yeah, in order to pull out triple tanks, you need at least 21,000, so that's not really possible. And battlecopters will, of course, consume 9,000, of course. And if you say there's 19,000, that'll leave 10,000 remaining, so tank and a couple infantry. Assuming you got the appropriate amount of properties, of course. Tank, infantry. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. One elf tank's gonna draw some fire. Olaf counterattacks with some more tanks over here. Of course, looks like my YouTube stream's bugging out once again. Missile over here as well. Which does also add 12. I suppose Eagle's missiles took a bit of being there. Just minus 12,000 Olaf's funds, so that does even out quite a bit. Tank, infantry, tank, and of course battlecopter. Recon does go down. It does take a shotgun's missile. Honestly, you gotta be careful shooting the missile. If you have no aircraft nearby, it may be better not to shoot the missile because it'll give your opponent more power charge than you receive. So maybe not attacking the missile is a good idea with infantry. Does finish off the infantry there. Allow a tank good counterattack there. Tank finish off the tank. Tank finish off the missile. Tank, infantry. Tank infantry. Good hits there. Tank. Good damage there. Recon does strike the tank there. Tank does take a strike. Now both Olaf has a Winter Fury, and we may see a lightning strike before this turn. Saxon Tree there, so he's going for a lightning strike. I don't know how effective it will be. Yes. Right now 82,000 on the field. Olaf has 71. Anti-air will strike Battlecopter, knocking it out. And Olaf will not get to any power charge from this superpower. Pretty good strikes there. Takes out another tank there. Infantry. Now here comes Olaf's Winter Fury. Lander's at 24 fuel. Tank will strike tank there. Does not knock it out. Infantry there. Finish it off that infantry unit there and there. Got a property flip here. 4 capture parts remaining, which the infantry unit will not be arranged. That is a sea tile, not a river tile. Both players at 18,000 income. Make that now 17 versus 19. Eagle takes time to merge a bunch of tanks together. He's doing a good job keeping wound tanks together and keeping pushing them forward. Of course, these winters make it a little bit more brutal. And from 73,000, Olaf starts turns 56. But remember as well, this lander is wounded on the Eagle side, so not too much is occupied this by the lander, while a significant amount is occupied by Olaf's lander. Tank, Battlecopter, infantry. Merge the ATRs together. After all, you only need one ATR in the field to gauge the one Battlecopter. Regardless which direction the Battlecopter goes, the ATR can follow. You can send the Battlecopter simply try to juke out the ATR and make it go towards the center, I guess. Falling back, merge some tanks together. Battlecopter, infantry saves 3,700 funds. Double taps the infantry unit there, and trying to capture that despicable neutral property. This city over here is still despicably neutral as well. Tank artillery ain't here. Is that the first artillery we've seen this entire game? I think it is. Never expected Day 24 artillery. First deployment. Olaf is really being aggressive with these tanks here and the Battlecopter. ATR is out of range of the Battlecopter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he has a clear path through the city, through this missile platform, the ATR can reach Battlecopter. That's a tall order. And Eagle has a good position tanks here. I don't know if it's a good play by Olaf. He's on the back foot, and he is in a bit of a concave of Eagle tanks. Eagle could counterattack, take which tank is the furthest from this formation, then push forward. This tank can lead the charge. Yeah, I don't like Olaf's charge there of the tanks. I think he can punch it far too easily. Got a strike there. Artillery, of course, advancing. Strike there. Strike there. Can't push any farther forward. The front line is consumed. That's the battle with. Battlecopter, artillery, infantry. Granted, both players are very far from power and superpower. Not likely to worry about that. You go in turn for 120,000. Olaf's return of 97, so he is down by turn or two. Starting to counterattack now. tank, infantry. Eagles push too far forward the anti-air. There's 2 battlecopters here. Now that tank anti-air will get knocked out by a tank. Unless he's going to take out enough tanks to keep it safe, or at least keep the other ones safe. Don't know about this by Eagle, but looks pretty successful, honestly. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. He has a good core of tanks there, that's for sure, and artillery help cover the anti-air. Tank will strike anti-air. Tank will finish off the anti-air. Battlecopter hits infantry. Trying to keep the battlecopters safe. Hits the artillery there. Eagle's battlecopter over here is out of range, so could have double tapped the artillery there with the battlecopters. But I wasn't paying 100% close attention to all the formation moves and all that sort. Anti-air will take out one of the battlecopters, of course. He did sack one. Missile goes down. Artillery does strike, gets struck. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Olaf only has 1 AT on the field, so this other battlecopter can pose a bit of a threat. Battlecopter, infantry, recon. Wounded battlecopter does get some rounds there, and that one will finish off that one. Wounded artillery is going to strike there. Tank strikes tank. Tank will finish off tank there. Hits that infantry unit there. Tank strikes tank there. Winter Fury now available. He does unload the Neo tank. He could have kept inside the lane for protection, but of course we'll assuming its next turn there, which wouldn't be great. And likely we'll potentially see Winter Fury this turn and Lightning Strike following. It is mostly ground units, so Winter Fury shouldn't slow down the tanks too much, and the front lines have already collapsed into each other, so I don't think the snow will reduce mobility will adversely affect Eagle's ground army. Battlecopter will have their trouble though, still. Eagle should move his battlecopters first before anything else, so we get usage out of them. But we've got a sizable counterattack there. Good number of Eagle's tanks took a bit of hits there. They also merged the 1 health tanks into the 8 health tanks after they moved for the lightning strike, so they get a boosted second part of the lightning strike. Got 100,000 versus 74. Decides to merge those tanks together, so maybe not eyeing the lightning strike. Artillery position. Some hits there. Is there going to be a lightning strike this turn? He does go for the lightning strike. There's the tanks there. Artillery strikes anti-air. Neo tank finish off anti-air, allows Eagle's battlecopters free reign, barring Olaf's battlecopters. Who strikes on the artillery. Infantry. Insert for 87. Olaf starts turn 60. Battlecopter does strike battlecopter. Artillery strikes tank. Does not take out the artillery entirely, but it's good enough dead. Battlecopter, tank, recon, infantry. Anti-air, recon, infantry. And Olaf has designed his end grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.